What is up, Canadian crew? It's your host, Erica,
Sophie, and Jessa.
We're each going to be telling our own stories about how stereotypes as Canadians has shaped our identities and made us who we are today. So for me, when I go out in public, like for some reason, everyone expects me to be so polite and kind to everyone all the time, but I'm not always in a good mood.
Yes.
And sometimes I don't want to say thank you. And sometimes I don't want to treat people with kindness. And I know that's what people think about us because we're kind and friendly Canadians, but maybe I have a bit of American twist in me, and I'm not going to say thank you all the time, you know?
Not me. As a true Canadian, I feel very differently.
Oh, you really take pride in your being
I always
politeness?
am a nice person.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes, when it comes to strangers, yes.
So would you say that stereotype really shapes you because it's made you more accurate because you want to withhold your Canadian?
Yeah, it shapes my perspective on Canadian identity because it's just one of the many stereotypes that I find to genuinely be accurate, whereas some of the other ones as like
I don't think so.
like being like a fisherman
like, I feel
only
like
for
Canadians
old
like
men.
beer a lot,
Yeah.
and that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I guess, like, when I go to other countries, I see that
I
more,
was
but
gonna say.
in Canada, I don't see kindness all the time.
Yeah, but like when I go on trips outside of the country, like when we went to Europe this spring, everybody just they were so happy to find out we were Canadian, not American, because they just assumed we would be like sweet little angels.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. Anyone else have
That kind of leads me into my experience personally. When I went to the States and always was saying, like, thank you for when people would hold the door and just didn't see it in return, and it was weird. Like, it's not what you expect.
Yeah.
Because that's just our norm. That's just part of who we are.
That's why I'm saying that I think it's probably the most accurate stereotype, honestly.
Yeah.
Because,
Probably,
good points, guys.
Like, when I'm on a walk and somebody doesn't smile back at me, it like,
I'm like,
really
wow,
makes
you're
me
from
angry.
America.
Yes, I'm like, you're not Canadian, you're an outsider. That's immediately where my head goes.
They're not, they don't have the right identity that Canada
Like, they
has
don't
shaped
embody it like we do.
Yeah. Does anyone have another stereotype really?
Yeah, saying "a bud." I think that one is another stereotype where it's just really shapes me in a way that's different. No, listen, because when I hear it, I'm so conditioned to knowing it's Canadian.
Yes.
But me personally, I don't fall under that stereotype.
Yeah, me too.
So it's honestly like contradicting itself, and it's like a juxtaposition.
Yeah.
And like sorry, like to us we hear that and it's like, oh, they're saying sorry, but to anyone else they like always decide to point it out and like
my chemistry teacher said I had a problem with saying sorry too much.
Yeah, me too. Not my chemistry teacher, but just people.
Wow.
It's just a really bad habit. It's a Canadian habit.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
is.
It's my identity.
Like, if we didn't live in Canada, I don't think we'd say sorry as much.
Definitely not.
Probably not.
It wouldn't be part of our identity.
Yeah.
But
it really is a part of me.
Yeah, I get yelled at for saying sorry.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk to anyone.
Yeah, me too. Unless I have to say sorry because I did something wrong. Like, if I got in a really big raging fight with my boyfriend and I had to say sorry, then it's like...
See, me, I would say sorry for the little things, and I got broken up with, so...
Yeah.
We keep it real on this podcast.
Yeah,
we don't hide anything.
Yeah. Also, on a more lighthearted note, I think, like, as Canadians, like, when we're like, oh, we want a snack or, like, something, we're always like, oh, Tim's. Like, it's so convenient.
Yes,
it's
going
so
to
mainstream.
You
Timmy's.
know what?
I went there this morning.
What?
I really like Tim Hortons.
Me too.
But do you guys ever get a double-double? Because I don't.
I like
Never had one.
Me neither.
Me either. I like their iced coffee. I like their iced brown sugar. My friends brought that to me one time.
But, like,
yeah,
that did happen. But, like, if you go at lunchtime as, like, high school students, like, it's packed in there.
Busy.
Like, you can't get your food for a while. And, like, I think in other countries, like, where they have their own, like, I think that's our most popular, like...
Like, we don't eat Chick-fil-A.
And
we don't eat we don't eat Raising Cane's. Sophie clearly is not a true Canadian.
Sorry, I was just kidding.
Yeah, but I think, like, Timmy's, like, having it so dependable for whenever we need food and, like,
It's
on a
always
road trip.
open.
You know what it is? It's like a community.
Yeah.
When I drive by and the car lineup in the morning is down the road on Albert
It's
Street,
like everyone wants their Tim's.
I love
In
it.
the
Yeah,
morning.
like, that's just so Canadian. They're just so Canadian, bro.
So honestly, that's something that shapes me because I go very often, and it's well priced, better than Starbucks.
It is pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
so I recommend, but we don't need to recommend because if you're a Canadian, you probably go. You're probably listening to this there right now, so yeah. Anyone else have an experience with a stereotype?
Let me think.
Let me get back
What
here.
other?
Okay, and just pondering on another one. As we speak, the Oilers are in the NHL Finals for the Stanley Cup right now. And, like, it's just crazy to think because everyone knows about it. Every whatever night they're playing, whoever it is at a bar or in front of their TVs at a watch party, and they're tuning in. And then they all talk about it, and everyone talks about it. It's just, like, it brings us right together. And also, there's so many people going on road trips up to Calgary.
Yes, when Edmonton, when
I'm
people
sorry.
see, when it's in a Canadian city, like people from all over the country are driving to go and watch this game. Like it's just a nationwide communal sport.
Yeah.
But you
Same
know
with
what?
The Maple Leafs.
No. You know what? This stereotype makes me feel really discluded because I don't even know how to skate. So when I hear about this,
That's why it's a stereotype, and it shapes our identity in a different way.
Yeah, because to you, Soph, you're like, oh, it makes me sad, but you could skate. Like, we have winters, and you could learn, and, like, you could become true Canadian. You're still welcome. Everyone will welcome you to the hockey community.
That's true, because everybody here is so kind.
It's so kind, and it's just you could just come in and
That's
enjoy.
true.
So what about the Winnipeg Jets?
Okay, well, we don't... They got out, but they did make it to the playoffs, and then they lost to the Dallas Stars. Anyway, not the point. Just to say that, like...
I'm just saying we
ask
have many Canadian
Ask
teams,
the
and
average
it's really
Canadian.
nice to see a Canadian team in the final because it's, like, embarrassing if we lost because
We haven't won since, like, 19.
Okay, but just, like, in life,
Yeah, I know.
it's embarrassing.
So it just brings us together. It's just another thing. So these are just a few examples of very, like, common stereotypes that, like, do shape us, even if they're not always true for everyone. Like hockey for Sophie, it's still like, oh, she is Canadian, like she knows about hockey. Yeah,
I've heard of it.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I think that concludes how stereotypes affect us as Canadians and how they truly make us who we are.
Like I wouldn't be me without weed and just kidding.
We're kidding on that one, but if you're 19 plus, it's legal here.
It could be.
We're not promoting it, but it's just another Canadian stereotype.
Yeah, when I turn 19,
I won't try it.
We won't try it, but like if it would be pretty Canadian if you did. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. And this is your Canadian Girlies signing off.
Bye.
bye.
What is up, Canadian crew? It's your host, Erica.
Sophie
And Jessa.
We're each going to be telling our own stories about how stereotypes as Canadians has shaped our identities and made us who we are today. So for me, when I go out in public, like for some reason, everyone expects me to be so polite and kind to everyone all the time, but I'm not always in a good mood.
Yes.
And sometimes I don't want to
Me
say
too.
thank you. And sometimes I don't want to treat people with kindness. And I know that's what people think about us because we're kind and friendly Canadians, but maybe I have a bit of American twist in me, and I'm not going to say thank you all the time, you know?
Not me. As a true Canadian, I feel very differently.
Oh, you really take pride in your being
I always
politeness?
am a nice person.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes, when it comes
Yeah.
to strangers, yes.
So would you say that stereotype really shapes you because it's made you more accurate because you want
it
to
shapes
withhold
my,
your Canadian?
Yeah, it shapes my perspective on Canadian identity because it's just one of the many stereotypes that I find to genuinely be accurate, whereas some of the other ones as
I
like
don't think so.
like
I don't
being like a fish